Man, I don't know if I've ever been this disappointed on Super Bowl Sunday as a movie fan. Looking forward to the movie trailers. This used to be a special magical time for us movie fans, and man, we were hit with a lot of I guess I can't be too ungrateful. A lot of these trailers were revealed ahead of time, so I guess that's what really took away the wow factor. But even some of the trailers or sneak peeks that we were promised ended up giving us buns. Oh, we're gonna be diving into all these Super Bowl trailers that got released thus far, the mess that happened with Superman at the Puppy Bowl, but still trying to remain positive and happy with what we did get. But is this honestly a sign that every Super Bowl from here on out is only gonna look this dreary? Because these 30-second TV spots only get more and more expensive, and studios are realizing it is just not worth it. Alright, so disappointment began early in the day when a lot of us Superman fans were told weeks in advance, hey, we're not gonna go to the Super Bowl, we're gonna give you a sneak peek at the Puppy Bowl, saving us a lot of money in the process, helping little puppies get adopted around the world, and possibly giving you some new footage of Superman, most likely that of Crypto, as that would make the perfect sense with a sneak peek tied to the dang Puppy Bowl. And well, the Puppy Bowl began, and as it continued on, it looked more and more likely we were not getting a sneak peek at Superman, but instead we were duped to watch puppies play around, which I honestly can't be that mad of. It was kind of entertaining to see the puppers go around. The closest thing we got is James Gunn with a puppy, just again talking about the good that the Puppy Bowl does, getting puppies around the world adopted. So that's why I'm trying not to get that mad. But even throughout the Puppy Bowl, we would have little banners and animations of Crypto flying around that would say, hey, sneak peek is coming, sneak peek is coming. And it was just a shortened version of the trailer we had already gotten. In fact, the real new piece of footage we got for Superman was this little promotional clip of Guy Gardner right when the actual Super Bowl began, making a little pun to Guy Gardner's bowl cut. And again, I don't know what happened. This was an easy layup for them. You save a bunch of money by not having something at the actual Super Bowl. Yet because it is tied with the Puppy Bowl and releasing on the same day, that Superman sneak peek would have been tied with all the coverage of the Super Bowl trailers released today. And so it's kind of odd that this sneak preview was hyped up only to show the exact same trailer. Really sad, man. I was really looking forward to talking some Superman and getting a new look at the movie. Part of me starts to wonder if there's a conspiracy theory. Did they just pull out of the sneak peek? Just because anytime people see footage of the Superman movie, they tear it apart and they're trying to minimize that? I don't know. But I think a lot of us were sad, man. We did not get no Superman sneak peek. But once that disappointment was out of the way, actual Super Bowl trailers started coming in. One of the first ones that landed online is for Joseph Kosinski's movie F1. This from the director of Top Gun Maverick, starring Brad Pitt. And I remember going into Top Gun Maverick thinking, dude, how can a movie about aviation even be exciting in a world of CGI, superhero, and big old exaggerated action scenes? And that ended up being one of the most thrilling times I had in the theater. I am thinking this thing is going to do the same, but for Formula One racing. Really solid Super Bowl spot. Good job. From there, we got a minute-long Jurassic World Rebirth trailer. Sadly, no new footage. It's a repurposed version of the trailer we already got earlier in the week. If anything, this is probably a better version of the trailer because they cut out a lot of the awkward jokes and dialogue from that trailer. So it feels actually a lot more serious and suspenseful, and I think that's just a good way to sell it to the general audiences watching the football game. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to this. It's been interesting watching the discourse online of people not excited that they're going back to fake dinosaurs with these mutated creatures, but I'm honestly really loving this angle, and I think it's a smart direction to kind of get Jurassic Park back on track. Another new TV spot and trailer during the Super Bowl that we got is for the Smurfs, a movie that's been getting teared to shreds at every angle, and no appearance from influencer Smurf. How could they hide him? You can't run from the allegations, influencer Smurf. But it was just a jam-packed trailer with great humor.
I think I just smurfed my pants.
I have a weakness for guacamole. And yes, I double dipped.
Hey, new footage of Smurfs, no new footage of Superman. who can you really hate? Novocain was a movie that ended up getting a TV spot. I think this was actually a really well-edited trailer. There was a lot of beats that matched to the action and momentum of the movie. I'm not expecting amazing things from this. It looks like it's just gonna be silly fun, but it is always interesting to me that movies like this will spend the $8 million for 30 seconds on TV when other studios and bigger movies decide to back out. Another really solid TV spot before we get to some of the newer ones that showed off new footage is for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Really great TV spot. Every time I am seeing more footage of this movie, it is getting me amped up. Along with this TV spot, there was even an introduction of Tom Cruise kind of pep talking the two teams that were about to go up in the Super Bowl. Only Tom Cruise can make something sound so serious, suspenseful, and thrilling. I'll follow you to the end of the line, Mr. Cruise. But there was great sequences being shown off in this TV spot of Ethan Hunt holding on to an airplane, showing off Easter eggs and references to previous Mission Impossible movies. Dude, I hope this movie is not only great, but people actually show up this time and it makes bang. We're getting on some of the newer trailers. We got one for Lilo and Stitch, and while it was a very cute and pretty clever TV spot of Stitch running onto the football field, causing mayhem and saying words I don't know if I can repeat. What happened to Ohana means family, Stitch? I'm trying not to be a hater, but I'm in a hater mood with what Superman just did to me. 4 teasers in for the live-action Lilo and Stitch movie, and they are just not showing anything of the actual movie. It's been nothing but cute little TV spots of just Stitch causing havoc or parroting other Disney movies, which is part of the original marketing from the 2D animated Stitch movie, so I get that, but it's like, dude, several teasers in and we have not gotten actual looks of this movie. Starting to feel a little concerned. Where is Pleakley and Jumba? Where is even Lilo? The movie is titled Lilo and Stitch and the little girl is missing. What did you do to her, Stitch? I was actually kind of looking forward to this Lilo and Stitch TV spot. Out of everything going on, I was like, at least I'll finally get a real look at this movie. Maybe see Stitch in his ship, other CGI aliens, a feel of the tone and how much money they actually spent on this thing, because it was originally going to go on Disney Plus. Is it gonna feel like a straight to Disney Plus kind of movie? And, well, I guess I still have to wait several more teasers to find out. So again, not a bad TV spot, creative and fun surrounding the Super Bowl, but it's like, dude, if we get one more teaser and it's not of the actual movie, I will get very concerned for this film. We also then got a 30-second spot for How to Train Your Dragon. This one was interesting because it's also kind of a preview for another trailer that we are being promised on Wednesday of next week. So that was kind of interesting that they decided to do that instead of just dropping the trailer as soon as it came on to the Super Bowl. And well, again, it's looking spot on. I feel like there could be something here in this movie. I'm still seeing people torn on whether this feels like a pointless remake or like it'll actually live up to the original, but I can't lie, seeing the iconic imagery and some of those scenes I'm familiar with of the original film, like Toothless getting his artificial wing, it's really sweet stuff, and I hope for the best with this movie. We'll see if this trailer coming up can actually give us a better feel of the movie. But the biggest TV spot slash trailer that we were gifted on Super Bowl Sunday that took it all home was the Thunderbolts, baby. Yeah, with Captain America Brave New World already coming in less than a week and Fantastic Four having finally debuted their first trailer, it was time for Marvel to start pushing more the Thunderbolts on us. And dude, every bit of footage we get of this movie, it gets me so much more excited than I ever thought I would be for this film. So they did what I think every trailer should be doing at the Super Bowl, is having a 30-second version premiere and then a full-length version released online. And that's what we got. There was a 30-second TV spot that condenses some of those cool moments, and then we got a 2-minute, 20-second version online, really showing off the scope of this movie. It is feeling a lot bigger than I thought, and New York is being consumed. Some of the biggest standouts of this Thunderbolt trailer is we are finally getting our first bit of footage of Sentry. We know in the comics he's supposed to be this extremely overpowered, kind of like an evil Superman trope, and we're gonna see this guy who's basically a weakling turn into a giant threat for the Thunderbolts. And we are seeing the sides of Sentry from the comics I wasn't expecting, and that is the Void. That is the part of the Sentry where his negativity and evil takes over, having him covered in darkness and black, and that's exactly what's happening in New York. It's getting taken over by the Void, and those little shots of him using his powers to kind of just turn people into shadow dust or whatever. That is some cool stuff. I also kind of like how they're hiding the full look of Sentry. With them going into his void powers, it looks like we're gonna get two different looks. One of him in the Sentry form, probably with the colorful gold costume, and then as he transitions into the void, he'll definitely go all black, and we're seeing a lot of that. Now, this guy is going to be very difficult to beat if they're not going to nerf him. Because although I don't want to be one of those people complaining that the Thunderbolts are mainly made up of humans with just enhanced abilities, it definitely feels like, how are these guys gonna stand a chance against him? I mean, the Winter Soldier loses his arm one punch in, Red Guardian gets blasted through a window, and don't even bring up Taskmaster, because her minimal presence in a lot of these trailers let me know she is gonna be the first Thunderbolt to die. There you go, Taskmaster haters, you get what you wanted, and you better be happy about it. I just know they're gonna rip our heart out with that death, and then a lot of you complainers are gonna wish they didn't do it. But aside from the Sentry and just the awesome sequences involved with him, I'm still loving the dynamic of the team. This little pep talk Bucky gives to the Thunderbolts about, hey, I need your help. You guys have messed up, but this is our chance to kind of redeem ourselves. We're a bunch of people who've made giant mistakes in the past, but now the world needs us. I'm loving this bigger scale for the Thunderbolts. This was a fantastic trailer.
Say that again?
I'm still saying it's the best one out of all the other Super Bowl trailers. And well, I'm just glad something got me motivated enough to even make this video, because you saw the rest of the trailers. But this is where I toss it off to you guys now. You have seen the trailers that released for Super Bowl Sunday. How do you feel about the botched sneak peek with Superman? And maybe putting aside movie trailers, were there any funny Super Bowl commercials you loved? I saw a man turned into a seal drinking Mountain Dew, and I decided humankind is doomed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.